Howdy, folks. Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. Today, we're going to do our official New World review video. Now, before I do that, a couple things. Number one, please click like, subscribe, hit the bell, merch link, the whole bit. Thank you for your support. Now we will continue. Before I get into the review, I got to tell you guys a story, so please indulge me. Yesterday, I actually did my review video, and I did it with in-game footage. I recorded it in the game, running around so you guys could see stuff while I was talking about it. It was about a 22-minute, 23-minute video, something like that. I uploaded it. It, by the way, looked beautiful. I replayed it on the computer. Looked great. Uploaded it. It looked like ass. The detail, it looked like I recorded it in like 480p, and so I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, okay, because when YouTube processes videos, it first processes as standard definition, then it processes as HD, high definition, and so I couldn't figure out. I thought, well, maybe I just need to wait, and maybe YouTube's servers are busy, and it's taken a while for it to upgrade to HD. Waited, went up and watched TV with the wife, came back down, still looked like ass. So I uploaded it. I thought, well, maybe it just, the upload, there was a bug with the upload, So I uploaded it a second time. Waited again. Didn't look any better. Did it a third time. Still looked terrible. So then I said, okay, I got to figure this out. So I went on and I watched some other people that had done in-game stuff with New World, with the game, that day. One of them was Felicia Day. I don't know whether you follow her or not. I've been a Felicia Day fan for a long time, so she's one of the people I subscribe to, and I saw it pop up, and I was like, oh, I'll see what hers look like. Looked the same. It looked crappy. And I'm like, God damn, is it the game that's doing something? I couldn't figure it out. So I said, here's what I'm going to do. I recorded a test video, and I changed in my recording software. I changed it to, because it normally records for YouTube in 1080p. And I actually upgraded, I changed it to 4K. And did about a 40-second test video. Played that back, uploaded it to YouTube. Looked like beautiful. Looked like I was looking at myself playing the game literally no drop in quality. And I was like, oh, okay, so what it is that, I'm playing the game in 4K. But when I record it, I'm recording it in 1080p. And then when I upload it to YouTube, it's downgrading it. And it looks like shit. Which might be what Felicia Day is doing too. So, but now here's the problem. That 49-second video, it was 49 seconds, I believe, in 4K that I recorded was almost 2 gigabytes for 49 seconds. If I was to do a 20-minute video, you're talking 40, maybe 50 gigs for one file. For a video, and then I got to upload that. That would take probably 3 hours to upload to YouTube, and then another couple of hours for it to process, I'm guessing. So now I know why a lot of people aren't doing that. At least with New World, they're not doing that. So that gets us to where we are now. I'm going to do my review right here rather than doing it in-game. Now, if any of you do want to see that video, comment below and just say, and I can either because I have it as unlisted, I still have it. I have it where I can just put the link in the, if I respond to you in the comment, I can just put the link if you guys want to see it. I don't think I'll ever publish it to the page because I don't want people that aren't watching this right now, they aren't my regulars, to find me, and then the first video they see look like shit. So, but anyway, we can do that. Okay, thank you for indulging me. Let's get on with the review. Okay, New World, the MMO by Amazon Games that has been out now for, what's it been, a little over a week, I guess, and it has kind of taken things by storm. It was extremely popular, and word on the street was that a lot of people from WoW, World of Warcraft, were coming over, which I believe because the community in-game is indicative of that. So, it is, like I said, it's an MMO. There's no subscription, and it's about $40 to buy, and you can get it through Steam. There you go. So, now let's move on with the current state of the game, technically, with bugs and everything like that. As you probably know, there was a problem with very long queues to get into certain servers, most servers, at the launch. And for the couple of days, 5 days afterwards or whatever. Got to have a little tea for the morning. Help the voice. The queues seem, knock on wood, seem to be better, if not taken care of. Apparently they did a couple things. They increased the capacity of the servers. They locked the servers so people couldn't roll new characters on full servers. And then the third thing they're trying to do is you had people that were didn't want to have to re-queue, and they would go AFK in the game, and they would just find a corner somewhere and just put on auto run to try and avoid from getting kicked off for being idle. They have since put in some type, they wouldn't say what it is, but they said they have some way of detecting that now, and that the punishments will be severe for people doing that. So they're doing those things, and yesterday I didn't see a queue once, and I was in and out several times in prime time. Didn't see a queue once. So the queue thing might be taken care of, hopefully. The other bugs, there are quite a few. There's a lot with stuff, with how their servers are, well, I shouldn't say how their servers are storing information, how it's communicating information back and forth when you load into the world. I'll give you an example. Achievements. Sometimes you go in, your achievements are there. Sometimes you go in and all of a sudden all your achievements in the game will say uninitialized and there's nothing. There's nothing. If that happens and then you go out and play and then you do something where you would normally trigger an achievement, it doesn't register. And therefore on Steam you don't get an achievement. So that is a big problem. They've got to fix that. Sometimes the map gets weird, and all of a sudden all your map icons and shit will go, and then you have to relog, and which is fine. Now, if there's no queues and you can just log back in, then that should be okay. I mean, they need to fix it, but at least you can get around it by just logging out, logging back in, and your map will work again. But anyway, so those are some of the things that are still existing in the game right now. They need to fix all of that. Now, moving on. Graphics. The game world is absolutely stunningly beautiful. It is incredible. It's one of the best looking games I've ever played. Like I said, I'm playing it in 4K. It is, and I don't have everything at ultra. If I did, it would put a severe load on my rig. Now, I don't have the most latest. I have a 2070 Super card, NVIDIA 2070 Super. 16 gigs of RAM. I wish I had 32. But if I was at ultra on everything, it would bog my rig down a little bit, I think. I have it just down. I have it at high on everything instead of very high. And it looks incredible. I love the graphics. It's one of my main things about the game I love. Gameplay and combat. So the interface and the combat system, I love it. It's my style. With a traditional MMOs where you have all of your abilities on a toolbar and you have to click each one either with your keys or with the mouse, either way. That seemed, for me anyway, I never had the dexterity on the keyboard to be able to use the number keys. I was never able to get that down without looking at the keyboard, just doing it by feel. So I would always mouse click all of my, abilities. This is all target based, meaning that where your mouse cursor is, where your aim cursor, your target cursor, that's what you're going to hit. And then you have just a couple of attacks. You have what they call a quick attack, and then you have a power attack. You have a block, and it's all done with the mouse. So as long as you got 3 buttons on your mouse, you can do everything. Target, attack, light attack. They call it light attack, I think. Light attack, power attack, dodge, and block. And it's very intuitive. For me, it works better than the traditional MMO stuff. So I love that. The rest of the UI we'll get to in a minute. Combat-wise, I like it. The UI in the chat. Okay, the user interface. Some of the things are really cool. Like, I like the graphics UI. The crafting UI. I like the crafting UI. I like the map when it's working properly. The map it's very easy to navigate. It's very easy to go to and highlight and pin which quest objectives you want to have highlighted for you to be able to find on your compass, etc. Works seamlessly. Fantastic. The chat is the worst thing in the game. The chat system. I'm not talking about voice chat. The voice chat, I didn't see almost anybody using it. I only heard one guy talking in voice chat. I'm talking about the traditional chat with, group chat, private chat, whether you're sending somebody a DM, or world, spatial, whatever you want to call it. It's horrible. To figure out, you can't just, like in World of Warcraft, I'll use that as an example, and you hit enter, boom, it takes you to the chat box, you just start typing, it automatically puts that into the world. If you hit enter, and you see the chat bubble above your head, so you can see make sure what your message was got out, and everybody could see it around you, and etc., etc. Not in this game. In this game, you got to hit enter, then you got to go over in there to make sure you're in the right category. Then you type it in, you hit it, and it does not show above your head for whatever reason. Neither does your nameplate, like with your name and your whatever title you have. There's no way to display that above your character's head, as well as the chat. You'll see a lot of people, if you go to the forums, a lot of people are complaining about the chat system. It sucks. Period. That's all I'm going to say on that. But the rest of the UI, I got no problems with. I would prefer that you could tab out of stuff instead of hitting escape. That's a small little complaint. Like if you're in different menus and stuff, normally, most games, little pinky, hit the tab, boom, you're out. Now you got to reach up, you got to hit escape to get out of stuff sometimes. So it's just a little complaint. PvP. The open PvP is very much like a game like World of Warcraft, where you flag yourself in the town, then you go out of the town, you're open to being attacked. You can attack people that are flagged. You will get ganked. There will be gank squads running around with high level, ganking lower levels, griefing, all of that shit goes on. It's not a problem with the design of the game. It's just human nature. That's how people in these games, I guess, do things. So you got 3 factions. You can join any one of the 3 factions when you get to around level 10. There's no real difference other than the colors and the names. You got the Marauders, the Covenant, and the Syndicate are the 3. Then the interesting part comes with, and I'll get into that a little bit later when I get into the territory system and the war system with the factions. But the world PvP is what it is, PvE, questing, that type of thing. I love it. I love the fact of being able to go out and just go exploring. And as I'm exploring, I'm harvesting everything I can find because I want to do a bunch of crafting and all that. And almost everything in the world is harvestable. That's one of the cool things about it. You see a big boulder, you can make it into little rocks and take it for stone. You see a tree, you can cut it down, take it for timber. You see plants, you can harvest them and take them for doing potions or whatever. You can fish, you can... speaking of which, I didn't write that on my list here. The fishing, best fishing content, mechanics I've ever seen in a game. It's perfect. I mean, well, I shouldn't say it's perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, but it's as close to goddamn perfect when it comes to fishing content. If you enjoy that type of thing that I've seen. Yeah, A+ on the fishing stuff. And the questing is, go kill X number of this, go get that. It's standard stuff, But it's fun because with the way the maps system works and the crafting or the harvesting and all that along the way makes it fun. Love the PvE stuff. Territory and war. So as I was saying about 3 factions, everything in the game is able to be occupied by one of the factions. The towns, the regions, everything. The entire goddamn map could be controlled by one faction if they were badass enough to do it. And then there's benefits, especially if you live in that town. If you buy a player home in that town and then it's controlled by the faction that you're in, then you get all these bonuses for it being controlled by your faction. One of the things is every city you go to has different storage, different banks. You can store shit at any one of them, and they're separated. So if you store stuff in town A and then you go to town B, you can't get your stuff from town A to town B unless your faction owns both territories. If they do, you can just pay a small fee and transfer your shit over. Very cool. Now, here's the problem. Not a problem with the game. It's a problem with having to manage that as a character. It happened to me yesterday. I was in Windsward, the town of Windsward. That was my hometown. Syndicate owned it, controlled it, everything else. Got all the benefits. Had all my shit there to craft. Got benefits for reduced crafting fees, everything else. Fantastic. They went to war with the Marauders and got their asses kicked. We lost that entire region to the Marauders. Now all my shit's in a town that we don't control. Now I gotta pay all these exorbitant fees if I want to craft everything, or I gotta physically move my shit to a town where our faction is. So it is one of the challenges of the game is maintaining control of your territories, because otherwise you lose your bonuses, you lose your perks for having that. So it gives you an incentive to participate when there's a war between factions, to get out there and help kick the shit out of the other factions so you don't lose your city. It's fantastic. I love that. I mean, it makes it feel like you have ownership. It's fantastic. So that's how that works. And then you can declare war on another town, on another faction, etc. And then there's repercussions. If you are victorious, you get new territories. And the more territories you have, the cheaper it is to do everything. So there's an incentive for the PvP, the world PvP, to go on there. And again, you don't have to. If you don't want to participate, you don't have to. So I think they did that very well. The music. This is the first game that I did not turn the music off in. It's the first game. Every other game I get into, the music starts to impede my ability to perceive what's happening in the ambient world, and I just end up turning it off. For however they did it in this game, that's not the case. It is seamless. It's like I can turn it down to a point where I can still hear it, I can enjoy it, but it doesn't interfere with anything else. Don't know how they did it. Best music I've had in a game in a long time, and the fact I didn't turn it off should tell you something. By the way, I was able to download the whole album, the whole score, soundtrack, on Amazon for free. Didn't cost me. Now I'm an Amazon Prime member. If you're a Prime member, I'm pretty sure you can go and get it for free. I don't know if non-Prime, if it's free also, but I was able to just go to my Amazon Music and download it. So it's fantastic. Okay, so let's do an overall score now. In the state that it's in now, with the bugs that I mentioned, I would give it a B plus as an overall score. If they fix that, if they fix the problems with like achievements and the map and all these little irritating things that happen, keep happening and so forth, they smooth that out. I would give it like an A minus overall. I mean, it makes me want to log back in. It's fun. It's compelling. I'm enjoying the shit out of it. I don't know what else to say. It's a fun game. And all the things I listed, the positives, there are some negatives. They gotta fix the chat system. If they had a perfect chat system, fixed all the bugs, this game would be an A. It wouldn't. I don't know what it would take to get to an A plus, but it would definitely be an A. But as it stands right now, I'm giving it a B plus. That is my grade. That's my deal. So anyway, that's it for New World. I'll be back in playing here pretty soon. Until next time, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.